So there's two investment that I built. So the first one, it was the lifestyle protector.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of my previous history with the injuries, I know I'll play football, but for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
You see, and there's no pension fund in football.
There's no fashion fund.
There's no pension because if you calculate the soccer players, we are being taxed too much. We are being taxed like the salary. Our salaries are being taxed. If you get a bonus, we're being taxed. You see, signing on fee, you're being taxed.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of the Investor Chair with myself, Ivan Sambo, for the new year of 2025. The last time I hosted the Investor Chair was back in 2023. So after a long break, I decided let me bring it back. And today we are talking everything football, the finances of it, how soccer stars themselves manage their money, tips and tricks of everything related to the finance and football and also just sports in general. I have an amazing guest I think you'll all love. But before that, let me just put on the intro, then we'll jump right straight into it. So, as in the intro, we are talking everything football. But one thing I don't like to do is introduce my guest. I want my guests to introduce themselves the best way they like. So, if anyone can just say, "Who the hell are you?" What's the best way you can introduce yourself?
Myself. I think the best way is so my name is Terrence Mashego.
Yeah.
Mamelodi Sundowns football player. So originally I'm from Mamelodi, born and raised in Mamelodi. I think basically that's the best way to introduce
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get into the serious part, talking about the money, talking about this football field, the environment, the economy of the soccer industry in South Africa, I want us to play two games, right? So I have 5 teams here. I want you to guess how much is the value, the estimate value of each team, right? I'll start with your own, Mamelodi Sundowns. What do you think is the estimated value of Mamelodi Sundowns in rands? I will tell you get close or you miss the mark.
Yo. I'm just trying to think, because
It's your own club.
yeah, but the thing is, I don't know the financial part of it.
So what do you think is the estimated value of Sundowns?
Let me just say
Let me just give you a hint. It's above it's above 500 million.
it's above 500 million.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think maybe let me just
Let's
say,
pick a number.
Let me just say, let me just say 2 billion.
2 billion? That's too far. Sundowns is sitting at around 603 million rand.
So it's in terms of what, like
Just the estimated
spendings or
No, the estimated net value of it.
So if let's say
Maybe
tomorrow,
it's the
tomorrow they
estimated one.
decide to say we're selling Sundowns, so that's the value.
Yeah, the estimated one. But maybe less, maybe more. But this is the one I got from the internet. So I may be wrong. Kaizer Chiefs, what do you think Kaizer Chiefs' value is?
Maybe somewhere there, maybe 800.
No, Kaizer Chiefs is very low. It's almost half of Sundowns. It's 348 million rand, the value of it. And let's go to.
I think the thing is, I want to understand this thing. No?
So
It's the value they
it's the
calculate,
estimated market value.
the assets or
Assets of the club, the players, everything they own, the cars. So the estimated value. This is the one I got from the internet from, I forgot the name of the website. Yeah, so this is the estimated value of the club.
Yeah.
Market value. Actually, let me use the proper word. Estimated market value of the club.
yeah, because I'm just trying to think. The last team that was sold in the PSA was it Bloemfontein Celtics?
Yeah, when it
I
was
think
bought
so.
by the current one, which now is on the news for SARS. Let's leave that one.
Yeah, no.
So what do you think Cape Town City's value is?
Might be maybe 200 or
Correct.
Yeah,
200
200.
million. And Sekhukhune United?
sitting around there, maybe 150, 160. Somewhere.
Nearly close. It's around 188 million.
Yeah,
And let's go to Chippa United, the ones from the Eastern Cape.
it has to be low. But I'm not sure if it's lower than Sekhukhune, but maybe let me just say 100.
Yeah, 128 million. So I think you got the first three. Last three correct.
Last 3, yeah.
Yeah, only Kaizer Chiefs and Sundowns are the one that knocked you off. And let's continue this game. But now I want to know, this is the most important one.
Yeah.
South African PSL teams have produced beautiful players throughout the years, right? Now, for you, if I can say, name your top 5 best PSL players of all time, starting from number 1 all the way to number 5.
From when? Like, since I started watching
all
football.
time. Since you started watching football, from when you were a child to now playing, like we were top 5 greatest football players of all time in South Africa.
No, I know my dad used to tell me about Dr. Kumalo.
Oh yeah.
So
Dr. Kumaro number 1.
I would say Dr. Kumalo number 1.
Yeah.
And then, because I used to love Thabo Moki.
Yeah.
So I'd say Thabo Moki number 2.
Okay.
And then, let me just see. Tego Modise.
Oh yes, the greatest. And his influence in culture is very huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tego. And then Themba Zwane, obviously now.
You can't miss him out. You
I
can't.
can't miss Themba Zwane. And the last one, I'd give it to. I'm just trying to think. Let me see. Oh, Simphiwe Chabalala. Almost forgot. Yeah, Simphiwe
I was
Chabalala.
about to say, like, Simphiwe Chabalala, Tumulen Kuna not in the conversation.
Yeah, Simphiwe Chabalala.
That's great. Because everyone, remember that goal.
The thing is that I think I have a long list, but but 5 it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's get into you, yourself, your career, your journey. Let's start. How did you get into football? Like the journey, what influenced you say, let me take football serious? Well, a lot of us grow up playing football in the streets, in school, but we never said, okay, look at this thing, like, this is a career I can have for myself.
You know, I'd say, I'd actually speak for, I'd say probably like the most kids, especially from the township.
Yeah.
You know, football is, I would say, the popular sport, or I think it's the easiest sport
Within the
sport
black
to play.
community, yeah.
Because of, you only need a soccer ball.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. I used to play in the street with my friends. And then there was a point because of, when you play football, especially in the township,
Yeah.
the houses are closed. Then you start smashing the windows. Yeah, well,
Now you must run away.
yeah. So now the parents started complaining. And then we decided, okay, let's go to, so there was a sports field, Ekasi. And then we joined a team. We started playing there. Then I started enjoying it. So I was enjoying the traveling because we used to play with Abu Acadia Shepherd, Tax, you see. So on weekends, like, we'll travel. We'll okay, we have a game in Pretoria. So we'll take a bus.
Yeah.
So I used to enjoy that part with weekends.
This
I know
trip.
that, I'm going to town.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from there, I was lucky just because of talent. Then I was scouted to play for Acadia Shepherd. So I joined Acadia Shepherd. So I started under 13. So it was a development, Acadia Shepherd. Then I joined Acadia Shepherd, I think, until I was like 16. Yeah, I think 16 or 15. Then I moved back to the township.
Yeah.
And because the guy who actually brought me to Acadia Shepherd, he was someone that was from Mamelodi.
Yeah, I was close to you.
Yeah, he was close to me. So he was also a player, but coaching the development.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then he went to Swallows. Then I decided, let me just go back to the township because the traveling, because I was still young.
Yeah.
So to all take a taxi to town, and then because we'll train around 4, and then maybe around 6, then I have to take a taxi back to Mamelodi. Yeah. So I decided, man, let me just go back and play in the township. And then, when I went back, I played for Morning Stars.
A local club.
Yeah, it's a local club. So they had under 13, 15, 17, and an SAB team.
Yeah.
So I joined the under 17s. And then, luckily, I think, after the first 2 games, then the club owner decided, no, I must play for the SAB League.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I started playing for SAB League. So that's
Is
when
SAP League Mvela or the one below
no,
Mvela?
it's a lower division. So there's under 17, then there's Super League, then there's SAB, then from there there's Vodacom.
Oh, I see.
Then from Vodacom it's Mvela.
Why?
Yeah. So
I don't know the full hierarchy. You'll
yeah,
forgive
but
me.
it's still an amateur. So it's
Yeah.
an amateur side. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was playing there. Then now I started to see like, oh, this thing, maybe I can take it serious.
Yeah.
Yabo. Because now I was enjoying, I could see that, SAB, in as much as an amateur, but the setup and also the standard, like you could see, good, okay, now
Some level of
it's a
professionalism.
bit, professional. Like when you train, even the games, when you play, like there's officials, like the referees, like everything. So you could see that it's a bit of professional. Yeah. So I started enjoying that space. Then Nami, because of also the praises, I would say. When people always tell you, hey, when you're talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, you're
Now you
talented.
feel it.
Yeah. So now I started to understand with that, man. Maybe I must take this thing serious because it's something that I enjoy. Like it's something that I love. So I started taking football seriously from there.
Oh. And how did you end up now in the PSL? Because I remember there's a time when you moved to Sundowns, you made the news. No one just saw that coming. So let's talk about how you ended up in the PSL and also you moved to Sundowns.
Sundowns,
It caught everyone off guard. I remember I was on Twitter that day and I was like, hey, bro, I just saw you. I remember it was 2 weeks after I saw you, right?
Yeah, I think it was
2 weeks after I saw you. I was like, hey, bro, I was with this person like 2 weeks ago. He never said anything about moving to
About
Sundowns.
moving. And I mean, I knew even maybe, I think a month or two before. Yeah. But I was just trying explain the journey actually. Yeah. So I think when I was still playing for Morning Stars, because I was trying to balance both. Abazali banjani is. You must school and what. Make sure that you're in your balance and everything, because football, and especially when you're playing in the township, because I was, even in as much as I was playing for a well-structured team, but when you grow up, Upega, like the development, if you're playing for Kaizer Chiefs, Super Sport, Pirates development,
there's a sense of standard.
yeah, like now you are like, okay, I could see the light because you're closer to
the bigger team.
But for me, because I was in the township, at the time when I was playing for Acadia Shepherd, I could see good, okay, now I'm close. But now because I was playing in the township, I felt that maybe
it's not for me.
It's not for me, So then I decided to go, no man, let me focus on school. Then luckily I got a scholarship. Yeah, and then I was scouted. We were playing an SAB tournament.
Yeah.
So there's a rule in the SAB league that you need to play a certain number of under 21s.
Ooh.
So after each and every season, so there's a tournament, like an under 21 tournament. It's a regional tournament.
Yeah.
So they scout players from the regions. So I was representing Gauteng. So there we play like a provincial tournament, and then that's where I met Bushimulu. So Bushimulu is the coach of TET. Yeah, and then he saw me and then he told me, no man, I've been following you, Abo. So like
seeing your work.
Metric. Then I was like, yeah, like I'm actually doing my metric, Abo. Then he said, no, we want to give you a scholarship, Abo. Then you must come to TET and then join our men's team, and then we're gonna give you a bursary, Abo.
Now you're like, oh, my parents can be comfortable.
Yeah.
No more stress.
No more stress. Then I man. So the bursary is a 7. So like they will pay for my fees and then pay for your accommodation and food. Then me, all I have to do is just to play football. And then I was like, it's perfect then. Then I decided to, okay, let me join TET.
Yeah.
So TET, after joining TET, I think I played for a year. So we played the Varsity Cup. So Varsity Cup is like June. Then after Varsity Cup, there's a guy that I met, Ponso Madu. Yeah. Then when I met Ponso, I was playing a tournament actually in Namaskara.
Yeah.
So I saw Ponso, and then Ponso told me, "Hey, I'm taking players to Mtata Bucks. Yeah, so I want you there, Obo." I said, I'm fit to like Nhambane. And I think it was on Sunday.
Yeah.
Then he said, no, Ksasa. It was Monday. He said, no,
like we're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, what you know, no, must puma like grounding. CIA, but in Linda, I say Pretoria. I'm a Ipa station,
Park station as a Pretoria.
Postman, yeah. But now we're going to Postman, you're taking a ticket, yeah, Ksasa, then you go into Mtata. And then we decided to go, okay, no, it's okay. And then I took a bus to Mtata, and it was a long drive. I think it was like 12 hours drive. Out of nowhere. And then when I got to Mtata, so Mtata Bucks was playing in the NFD. Yeah, and then I went there for a trial. It was a week trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a week trial, actually. Yeah. So my first training session, the chairman called Upon. So he was like, I'm saying Alumfana.
Same time.
Same time. So after, and then Ponso told me, the chairman is happy. But the time I joined Umtata Bucks, they just chased coach. So coach Ian Palmer was joining Umtata. So he didn't see my first training session. Only the chairman saw the training session. He said, no, we must wait for the coach to come. Then we waited for coach, and then coach came. Then I think we did 2 training sessions. Then the coach said, no, we still need to play a friendly just to test to see who
where can you play?
Then we played a friendly against Maritzburg and Golden Arrows. Then after the friendlies, the coach said, no, I'm happy with him. So we're signing him. So that's where my professional career started, in the first division. So I played for Umtata Bucks for 3 years. Yeah, I think it was 3 years. Yeah. Then we got relegated, and then I joined TS Galaxy. So with TS Galaxy, I would say that's where, I was like, I want to merge, because when we started, obviously, because when you see when it's a new team, like there's a huge number of players. Like now you're born with it's difficult. But after a season, then we played in Nedbank. Then after winning the Nedbank Cup, that's where like there was a bit of noise, because there were teams
like seeing your talent.
Yeah, like the teams were trying to reach out to tell we want to sign you in. Then luckily Cape Town City, it was the one. Then I signed for Cape Town City. Yeah.
But now I'm gonna go back to this question, the move to Sundowns. Because I remember I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling like normally. I'm scrolling. I'm seeing someone, I don't know who it was, posting about it. I'm like, maybe it's those people trying to get engagements. You see, people trying to get likes on Twitter. I go to Google, I'm seeing this. I'm like, how? So number one, was it planned to be a surprise and surprise the entire media? Or it was just like, okay, no one's thought of it will happen?
Yeah.
And that's why it surprised everyone.
The teams, like how they operate, especially Sundowns, I would speak for Sundowns, is that they prefer, but they don't want to, when they want to sign, like if they want to sign a player, they don't want the media to know about it. So that when they introduce a player, and then it's a surprise. Yeah.
So the tactic of Sundowns.
Yeah. But I think also the scouting part of Sundowns. So what they do is that they follow a player. So they'll follow you maybe for like a season. Just to check like your progress. And then they would even monitor you, like they would send someone just to see also like your behavior outside football and everything. So I knew, okay, these people are interested in me. And there were quite few clubs also who were interested. Then, we spoke with the chairman. Then he told me about Sundowns. Then I said, no, it's a good opportunity for me as a player, because the success of Sundowns, that's something that attracted me. Then I was like, I know myself as a player, I want to achieve, so this is an opportunity.
And look, soon you'll be playing in the World Cup, in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
You'll be going to the States very soon. Are you excited about that one?
No, I'm excited. Like it's a big opportunity. Yeah, it's a big opportunity. I don't want to because you're playing against Man City, you see big teams in the world. Yeah.
Now it's time when even now international clubs can see your talent.
You see?
Now let's go back to the other side of the conversation, because this is not a sporting channel. It's more of a money channel.
Yeah.
So one thing about the South African football industry has a huge stigma around it. That players peak, they fall. Now we must go to Twitter, donate money. Now we must ask the Minister of Sport to go help a specific player. That's the stigma that has been around.
And it's
PSL.
Entertainment,
basically sport and entertainment. Let's just say the Department of Getting Mackenzie. Department. So now let's talk about you. When you enter the space and you are in the space right now, you are in your peak of your career. Like people want a piece of you. Like you are now in the you're playing for Sundowns. What's the one thing that when you entered and may say, okay, now I'm playing for a big team, and this can come, this can go, and football is a short career span. What's the one thing that you have done or you're doing for yourself to go against that stigma?
The stigma. Yeah, I think I was honest with myself. So I was able to accept, to say, I know I'll play football, but for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
See? So I just need to make sure that after that period of time, I'm still able to maintain whatever lifestyle that
you have.
Yeah. So I was honest with myself. So I started associating myself with the people that I believe with, these people will help me, because obviously if there's one thing that I know and understand, it's football, you see, but there's other stuff that I know nothing about. Like even in school, I didn't do any finance or something.
Mm.
So I was able to associate myself with the people who understand
The
the
financial.
other side of, though I would say maybe not football, but yeah, I would say like basically the other side of football, the financial part of football. And then I was able to listen to different people to say, oh, the muntu khuluma ngama investment. Like, what is an investment? Yeah, but this person is talking about this, like the business and what. Then now me, I'm like, okay, just because I understand football, then how do I relate whatever that I learn or listen outside to football? Because I believe it's easier for me
Yeah.
if I relate it to football. So I was like, okay, then I need to do something. Then luckily I met uh, this other lady. So she's a financial advisor
Yeah.
for Liberty. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm
Yeah,
supposed to
that's not
say.
what you could say.
Yeah, yeah. So she's a financial advisor,
Mm.
and then we had a conversation. So like we were able to sit, and then I was honest with her, like in terms of my salary, to say, okay, this is what I'm earning. About then from my earnings, this is how much I'm spending a month. Yeah, but so we were able to break down like my salary to say, okay, you're paying this, you're paying that, you're paying that. You see, you're sending this much at home, so now you're left with this. Yeah, but and then obviously from there we check, we talk, okay, in terms of your lifestyle, like how much do you need? Because you know sometimes, in as much as we encourage saving, but now you need to make yourself happy.
Continue.
Yeah, because if you're not happy,
You won't care about saving anymore.
yeah. And then she was like, okay, so this is how much you're left with. So from this amount, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Then from there we build. So there's two investment that I built. So the first one, it was the lifestyle protector.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of my previous history with the injuries, then she was like, okay, you need to she said to me, you know, you can insure your body. Then I was like, how? And then she explained to me that, so there's a lifestyle protector whereby you protect your body. So
Yeah.
if something happens to you and then you can't play football anymore, and then there's the amount of money that you'll be able to get. Yeah, bro. Then from that amount of money, then you'll see what are you doing with it. Then I was like, okay, no, it's an interesting thing. Then we're able to save it. So there's the amount that I invest on it. Then, because I also have a son, then she said to me, no, if you, let's say, you stop playing football now,
Yeah.
and then obviously you need to make sure that your son is able to go to a proper school, you understand, and well taken care of. Then she said to me, then there's the amount of money that you need to save for your son. So under the lifestyle protect, my son is also covered. So if, let's say,
Beautiful.
I die today,
Yeah.
and then the Liberty will take him to school, you see, from grade 1 until university.
University.
Yeah. Then also, and then there was an investment builder. So an investment builder is where like we were like to see. So we're estimating, but we're also honest to say, okay, you'll play football maybe until the age of 37 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for someone like you, we need to get something that is tailored for you, you see. Because you see, you know, with an investment, obviously, it's something that you need to invest for a long period of time. Maybe after 50, that's where you get your man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she was like, so for you, that's different. So we need to go aggressive in terms of saving so that we know that we save for like a period of 5 years. Then after 5 years, we see where
Can
you
you
are.
work it?
Then we reinvest. Yeah. So that one is an investment bill. That's where like I go aggressive to say, okay, yeah, I need to make sure that I invest a lot of money. And also it was based on the number of assets that I own.
Okay.
So she was like, okay, there's the number of assets that you own. So you need to make sure that, let's say something happens to you, your assets are settled.
Protected.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Because she told me, Guti, you know, if you die, you need to pay tax. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's so
if
true.
you lose your job now.
It's still
Yeah, so she was honest with me. So and then she explained everything. Then I asked questions. Then she told me, okay, these are your assets, and then this is what you own. So you need to make sure that we protect your asset. To say if you die, and then you know what your son is able to benefit from your assets. Yeah. So that's basically how I structured my financial part of, yeah,
to protect yourself.
just to protect myself.
And I love the fact that you already thought about your biggest asset is your body. You need to secure it. You need to have insurance for it. You need to have a policy for it. You need to invest into it. Your child as well, your assets. And a lot of people don't think about that, right? Now, within the PSL itself, not just PSL, the football industry in South Africa, does the federation suffer, PSL, Are they offering some form of education? Because let's be honest, majority of our soccer stars are not fully educated to a level of understanding the financial side of the world, not of just only the soccer industry, but just general.
General, yeah.
So there have been a lot of outcry about financial education in football and in the entertainment field. But in football, are you seeing transformation, especially in the past 5 years, around financial education?
Uh, honestly, I think that's one thing that is lacking. Yeah, even though there's institutions that are trying, I know with SAFPU, like South African Players Union,
Yeah.
they're also trying to bring something. But honestly, it's lacking. I'm not sure if it's it's uh it's the players or maybe it's some companies, because I know there's companies who are trying, but I'm not sure. Like, because I had a conversation, so I've noticed that gap. You see, so there was something that we were planning to build actually that will try to
Cover that gap.
yeah, that space. Because honestly, like, if I'm being honest,
Yeah.
like, there's a huge gap, and
Huge.
what's not even surprising, but is that you'll be surprised sometimes if, let's say, you have a conversation with someone who's within football, like terms like investment or something that you think maybe it's simple.
Sample generally known.
Yeah, you'll be surprised to hear Lumutu like doesn't know anything about it. You see, and if I'm being honest, like when we sit, especially when we're traveling or something with the guys, like the guys are interested into investing. You see, the guys are trying. There's guys who are building companies, but because of lack of knowledge,
Yeah.
people end up taking advantage. You see, so for someone who understands these things, they would say, "No, invest this much and do this," and then they know what they will benefit. Yeah, bro.
They just take advantage of
Yeah,
them.
and the guys are trying. Like, I don't wanna lie. I know there's guys who build like ama rooms, and everything. You see.
So at least they can have some form of income.
Yeah, but because of lack of knowledge, like we end up not being able to benefit after football.
Yeah. So talking about business, you have also launched your new brand. And it's an issue, not an issue, but it's a thing that a lot of people don't think about. Thinking outside of the business, like what to do as an extra income. What inspired you to say, I'm going to skincare?
Yeah, I would say.
Well, I didn't see that coming. I was expecting, look, typically soccer players in the industry launch their own tequila brand, whiskey brand. They launch their own clothing line.
So that was the
skincare.
aim, actually. You see, for effect that you didn't see it coming. So that was the aim, to say, okay, this is something that has never been
Before you
done
even go there,
before.
let's plug them on the name. Plug them where to find it first. Let's start there.
to plug
The plug your skincare brand. Let's start there.
Okay, so it's a Uni Beauty.
Yeah.
It's a Uni Beauty. We call it Uni Beauty. So the name was actually derived from uni, meaning unique,
Yeah.
and then unique beauty. You see,
Okay.
so hence we said Uni
Uni
Beauty.
Beauty.
Yeah. So we thought of it, and then we were like, okay, this is something that has never been done before. But with the research that I've done, is that I would notice in the team that the guys are prepared to spend, you see, a lot of money in terms of making sure that they take care of themselves. You
Yeah.
see, so I could see, oh, this guy is able to spend this much, just to make sure that they smell nice. You see, and then I said, no, man, how about I start something, bro, that will relate with the guys, because I understand the type of scent and the smell and everything that they want. Then I was like, okay, let me start something, and I know because of I treat myself as a brand to say, okay, with my brand, and if I start something, it's easy to sell. Yeah. Then we started doing a research to see, and also reading a lot of books. So that there's a book that I was reading, written by Sydney. So Sydney was we used to study together at TET.
Yeah.
Now he's more into like the brand blueprint.
Yeah.
Say if you're building a brand, here are the things that you need to do. Then now, because of the thought that I had about the brand and everything, so we started the Uni Beauty, and I believe at the moment, like, it's doing well, and also the support from the guys, like a teaming.
Yeah.
I'd say the guys are supporting.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And now let's go. Let's stay there for a little bit. understanding the market, understanding. Because one thing I've noticed was I follow you on Instagram, right? One thing I've noticed is that you are so much engaged in your brand and how it's perceived and how it looks, the aesthetics of who you are. Like I said, like even like you see, like people randomly post anything they want on Instagram.
Yeah.
But for you, every time you post even a simple Instagram story, you can see there's so much thought and words here. This was like someone taking a picture of a moment and posting it. Brand alignments, and it's as a way to earn as well. When was the time where you said, like, I need to take my brand seriously? And what method did you use to say, let me build my brand as a way to earn extra income as well? Because now you do brand partnership, you earn from that as well.
From that, yeah.
Yeah.
No, like I said, the power of association, like I said before. So remember, even our last meeting
Yeah.
when we were sitting, like we had a discussion about this thing to say, like I need to start treating myself as a brand. So
Yeah.
whatever that I do, I need to check. Like I need to make sure that okay, if I post a picture like now, is it aligning with my brand? You see, like how will the next person perceive it or something? So there's always a thought of whatever that I post. But now because of my brand and also because I'm trying to make sure that I put it there on the map. So now I'm focused more on Unibeauty to make sure that whatever that I do,
It aligns.
it aligns with Unibeauty and also football, you see. Yeah, so I'd say like association, like because of the influence and also the ideas that I get from different guys. Yeah.
And now talking about branding, talking about alignments, one thing that's happening currently in the football industry is the brand partnership that are coming in there. And for the past 15 years, we've been complaining about how heavy football is sponsored by alcohol industry. The last 3 years, you're complaining about how much betting, gambling is coming to coming to the football industry. Now, I want to ask, are players benefiting from that?
Yeah, the players are benefiting, but like I said, some of them are not. I'm not sure if like aware it's the right word, but some of them they are not aware of what they could get. Because sometimes maybe there's a company that will come and say, no, do a promotional video or something, then we're gonna give you this much.
Yeah.
You see, but because of lack of education in terms of the branding and the finances and everything, you'll take whatever that they offer you.
Oh, they can't negotiate.
Yeah. And so, because how can you negotiate if you don't understand something?
Yeah, because you can't understand what are you negotiating on.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
What more do you want? And if one of they come and say, no, we're offering you this much, you'll be like, let me just take it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy, man. But you don't know with that thing. Remember, it's a social media.
Yeah.
It will stay there. But how much are they
Keep on
benefiting?
making.
You see, yeah. So the players are making money to say, okay. But I think if we introduce like the financial literacy and the branding in terms of people understanding their brand and everything, I believe we can make more. And now the stories of players being broke after football, I think this is a later.
And also, just I'm not sure if this will be a personal question, but do players get a pension fund?
No, there's no pension fund in football.
There's no pension fund.
There's no pension fund. So the only thing that you need to do is invest.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself. So there's no pension fund. But I understand because remember we're working on a contract.
Oh yeah, it's contract based.
It's a contract based. But it's something that we were actually talking about. Even Southpool, I think, the South African Players Union, they are now encouraging the league to accept in terms of sports tax to say, the players need to be, because if you calculate the soccer players were being taxed too much.
You know the percentage?
No. Remember the percentage. It depends on
your salary, who you are.
But we are being taxed like the salary. Our salaries are being taxed. If you get a bonus, we're being taxed. You see, signing on fee, you're being taxed. So every day. So if you calculate, you're like, but this person is getting taxed too much. You see.
Yeah.
So they were trying to say, no, there needs to be a sports tax.
A special one for soccer players.
Yeah, and then also they were also fighting to have like you said, pension fund.
Yeah, pension fund.
To say, okay, to the teams to say, if the players are earning this much, let's say you're earning like 10,000, then the PSL itself, they must deduct 1,000 rand.
Yeah.
then they put it towards your
But they can,
retirement.
one thing like if the PSA can do that, just open a retirement annuity for the players for the 5 years. After 5 years, the player can continue to put in money for himself, whether from his side business or whatever he does afterwards. That's still,
Yeah, but I think maybe after like years or something,
Yeah.
maybe they might consider it. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys need to fight so that the next generation can be able
Can
to
benefit,
from your sweat. Now let's. But I'm not thinking now we're going over time. But I don't want to be too long. Now, what is in store for you in football and outside of football? Like, what's one of the goals that you're pushing right now that you're willing to share in football? Your end goal, right? Okay, I will be happy when I've achieved 1, 2, 3 in football, and also outside of football. What's the main goal you have?
yeah, I'd say because our career depends on what you have achieved. You see, so at the moment, club level, like I want to make sure that we win the league.
Yo, don't say win the league.
See.
You're catching me because some kids are Chiefs.
Yeah, even CAF, like because you know when you win CAF and also
Yeah.
play in the Club World Cup, and also to make sure that in the Club World Cup we are not just there to add the
Be
numbers,
number,
yeah, but to compete. Because I know once I achieve that, then I'm also being able to be recognized as a legend of the club.
Yeah.
And then international level to make sure that now with the Bafana, to make sure that we play in the World Cup, you see, and also do well in the World Cup. You see, so yeah, I think at the moment, football wise, it's something that I want to achieve. Then outside football is to make sure that I build my network, like I build my brand. Yeah.
And do you see yourself playing outside of South Africa?
Yeah, like it's possible. Like it's a dream also because it has always been a dream to say
Yeah.
no, I need to play overseas. You see, so it has always
Like
been a dream.
Africa wise, or would I go to Europe or you would I go to but now the Middle East is popping up nowadays.
Yeah, but Europe, I think in terms of standard of
Yeah.
football, you see, and everything, like it's a dream to say no,
In Europe.
I need to play in Europe. Yeah,
And you still have time.
yeah, no, it's possible. It's possible.
It's possible. So thank you so much. Man, I love the fact that you can be able to cover so much in so little time. And then and especially the knowledge you shared around finances, managing it for yourself. Because if I learned something new, I didn't know there was what call it policy for your body. I only thought of medical aid, life policies. I
there's
never
quite a
knew
lot,
of that
actually.
as well.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of other players, athletes out there watching the podcast will benefit from that. Start thinking about such. Because we need to more, the more we have such conversation, the more other people's eyes are being open. Like,
yeah.
I actually never thought about this. Let me protect myself. Let me do this. Let me do that. But at the aim, at the end of the day, let's have a conversation. What conversation will lead to action? So thank you so much for being here. And to everyone watching, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining. Please do remember to leave me a comment. Let me know which guest you want me to have. And for those who are listening through the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even YouTube, please do ensure you give us a review. Let us know what you think about the episode. Until next time, happy investing and always be safe.